Story 1. I never believed in sleep paralysis. Honestly, I thought it was just people confusing dreams with reality. Maybe an overactive imagination, or stress messing with your brain. I'd even watched a couple of those videos where people describe shadow figures, chest pressure, and not being able to move. But I'd always roll my eyes. That changed last winter. I was living alone in a basement apartment just off campus. It wasn't great. Low ceilings, buzzing radiators, and that constant damp smell that clings to everything. But I was a broke university student, and the rent was cheap, so I didn't complain. I had a couch that sagged in the middle, a second-hand desk that wobbled when I typed, and barely enough space to walk around the bed. Still, it was mine. That night, I was cramming for a final. I'd been up for almost 36 hours, downing coffee, skipping meals, just trying to make sense of a semester's worth of material. Around 3:30 a.m., I decided to take a quick break and lie down on the couch. Just 10 minutes, I told myself. I pulled the thin blanket over me, curled up on my side, and let my eyes close. And then, I woke up. At least my brain did. My eyes were open, wide open, but my body wouldn't move. I couldn't lift a finger, couldn't shift my weight, couldn't even blink. It felt like someone had dropped a slab of concrete on my chest. I tried to scream, but not even a whisper came out. It was like being buried alive inside my own body. My eyes scanned the room, or rather, they stared straight ahead at the blank, black screen of the TV across from me. My peripheral vision was all I had, and even that felt limited. Then I noticed something. In the far corner of the room, just beside the hallway that led to the kitchen, there was a shadow. At first, I thought it was just a coat rack or the standing lamp, but no. It was moving, subtly, like it was breathing. I focused as hard as I could, willing my eyes to adjust, and slowly, the shape became clearer. It stepped forward, not fast, but deliberately, like it knew I was watching, like it wanted me to see. It was tall, nearly brushing the ceiling. Its limbs were long and thin, almost like they had too many joints. It didn't have a face exactly, more like a space where a face should be, like the shadow of a face carved out of smoke. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would stop. Every instinct in my body screamed to run, to scream, to do something, but I was stuck, frozen, trapped. It came closer. One step, then another, until it stood directly at the foot of the couch, and then it crouched. It moved like it didn't have bones, like it folded in on itself, silently, effortlessly. It leaned over me, inches from my face. I could feel cold air on my lips. I swear to you, I wasn't imagining it. It was breathing in sync with me. When I inhaled through my nose, it did too. When I held my breath, it paused, like it was studying me, mimicking me. Then, it spoke. Not in words. Not exactly. It was more like a static noise, like radio interference, directly inside my skull. My ears didn't hear it. My mind did. I don't know how else to explain it. Didn't say anything I could understand, but the message was clear. You're mine now. It raised a hand and reached toward my chest. I felt pressure, not pain, but enough to make my ribs ache. Then, I gasped. The paralysis broke. I sat up so fast I nearly fell off the couch. The room was pitch black, completely silent. No shadow, no breath, no pressure. Just the echo of my own panicked breathing and the distant hum of the radiator. But that corner, where the thing first appeared, it still felt darker than the rest of the room. I didn't sleep again that night. For days, I tried to convince myself it was just a dream, just a stress-induced hallucination. Maybe my brain had finally cracked from all the all-nighters. But then it happened again. Same paralysis. Same shadow. Same cold breath against my face. Now, I sleep with a light on. Always. I keep salt by the doorway. I don't know if it helps, but I read somewhere it does. And I never sleep on that couch again. Because I know if I do, it'll be there, watching me breathe. Story 2. I grew up sharing a room with my little sister, Mia. We had bunk beds. I was on the top, she was on the bottom. Our parents didn't have much, so we made it work. She was 6 years younger than me, always waking me up in the middle of the night because she was scared of shadows or heard something outside the window. I'd always calm her down, tell her she was just dreaming, that nothing could hurt her while I was there. Funny thing is, that night, she was the one who scared me. I was 17, and it was the first time I experienced sleep paralysis. Though back then, I didn't even know what to call it. I just knew I woke up and couldn't move. It was around 2:45 a.m. I remember the red glow of the digital clock on my nightstand. It was one of the only things I could actually see clearly. Everything else was dim, but not pitch black. Just still. I was lying on my back, which was weird because I never sleep that way. I felt a weight on my chest, like a heavy blanket, but nothing was physically there. I tried to lift my arms. Nothing. My legs? Useless. My throat felt like it was locked shut. I couldn't make a sound. Panic set in. Not instantly, but slowly, like cold water rising around my neck. I tried to blink, to shift my eyes. That's when I saw Mia. She was standing beside my bed, just standing there, motionless, eyes wide open, looking right at me. At first, I felt a wave of relief. I thought maybe she had another nightmare and came to wake me. I tried to say her name, to tell her it was okay, but nothing came out. And then I noticed something was off. She wasn't blinking. Her hands were stiff, clenched into fists at her sides. Her mouth was open just slightly, like she was mid-breath, but I couldn't hear her breathing. And her eyes, they weren't focused on me. It was like she was looking through me. My heart was racing. I tried harder to move, to scream. I felt tears forming but couldn't blink them away. It felt like time had frozen. Then Mia took a step forward. Her head tilted slowly, unnaturally, way too far to one side. And then she smiled. Not a normal smile. It stretched way too wide, like something had peeled it across her face. It looked wrong, forced, like someone who'd seen a smile once and was trying to recreate it. That's when I realized it wasn't Mia. I don't know how I knew, but every bone in my body screamed that the thing standing beside my bed was wearing my sister's face. It was copying her. Poorly. It raised its hand, twitchy, like a broken puppet, and pointed at me. Its mouth moved, and I heard a voice. But it wasn't coming from her lips. It was coming from all around me, inside the room, under the bed, behind my eyes. It whispered, "You left the door open." Suddenly, everything snapped. My body jolted upward like I'd just surfaced from deep underwater. I gasped, swung my legs over the side of the bed, and looked around. The room was empty. Mia wasn't there. I climbed down and rushed to check her bunk. She was asleep, curled up under the blankets, breathing softly, peacefully. The bedroom door, it was wide open. I don't know what that thing was, or why it came looking like my sister. But the next morning, I asked her if she'd come to my bed in the middle of the night. She just looked at me blankly and said, "No, but I dreamed you left the door open. You never do that." We've moved out since then. She barely remembers it now. But sometimes, when I visit home and stay the night, I catch her watching me from across the room. And for a split second, I wonder if it's really her. If you made it to the end, you're braver than me. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more stories that'll keep you awake at night. And if you have one of your own, or suggestions for what I should cover next, drop them in the comments or send them my way. You know where to find me.